I just kind of wanted to give y'all quickly my sort of first impressions, more or less. I mean, I've had this guy for a couple of days now. Yesterday was Lex's birthday, so I didn't spend too much time jamming, and the day before that, obviously, is when I got it. It's been acclimating. I'm confident now that it's been in the studio long enough to where I can probably go ahead and start, tweaking on it a little bit and get it set up to my preferences. Not that there's anything wrong with it. That's kind of why I want to do this. This little part is more or less for the guys that are currently waiting for their materia builds. Okay, out of the box, the setup isn't bad at all. The action's a little bit high for me. They kind of rounded off the action a little bit, which, it's kind of nice. I know some people prefer that. I like my action to be a little bit more flat and pretty much as low as possible. So I'm gonna make those adjustments. And I was already given a tip by GOC that if for some reason I can't get the action low enough, to go ahead and throw a shim behind the neck, just because the actual profile of the bridge itself. But I don't think I'm gonna have to. I don't need to make a whole lot of adjustment. I don't know if you can even see that, but I just need to drop them a little bit lower. And I'm gonna put on bigger gauge strings. I have the String Source Topaz 7s. I still have a couple packs left, and I was gonna order the FF7, the fan fret variety that String Source offers, but they only have one size available right now. I don't know if they plan on having more in the future, but I'd like a little bit bigger gauges than what they're currently offering. Basically, that's what this has. I know it's made, not made for fan fret, but I'm gonna throw it on here and see how they feel. I really like the String Source strings, and I like these gauges, and I could see how, me personally, I might like the feel of the top couple of strings being a little bit tighter due to the multi-scale, the extended scale. So anyways, I'm gonna do a proper review and get into everything, but first I'm gonna set it up. Like I said, the action's a little bit high. I'm gonna take care of that. The intonation is actually already dead on. I don't know how well you can hear it. The intonation is good. The truss rod is good. I might have to adjust it after putting the bigger strings on, but where it is right now, I wouldn't even mess with the truss rod. Even after all the traveling. I mean, how impressive is that? That's a hard rock maple for you, man. Came from China, okay? Flew over here, landed in Frisco, spent half a day or so probably being sorted through a warehouse there. That's after spending a week in China before it even shipped. Okay, left Frisco, got to Fresno in a matter of hours. They did an incredible job getting in here fast once it actually hit California. And, I think it was like 108 degrees or something that day. Luckily, I got it like 12:30 in the afternoon, so it wasn't, super baking outside yet. And luckily, I was home because I had no idea it was going to show up. So just a heads up to everybody else out there waiting once again for your materia from the GOC run. So for me, I got an update that said it arrived in San Francisco, which is basically the main hub here on the West Coast. So the day it came, it came the very next day. I got the update that it was in San Francisco, that it had arrived in San Francisco, and I got it the next day. Now, I live in California, so that probably has something to do with why I got it so quickly. But just to give you an idea, by the time it actually reached, local, I didn't get an update before it arrived. I had no idea it was going to be here. But I'm glad it is. Anyways, so aside from the action needing to be a little bit adjusted, the truss rod is great. These strings are pretty oxidized. I don't know if it's just from the trip, but they seem like they're already a little sticky and feel kind of goofy. So I haven't really even had a chance to truly see how this guitar is really gonna feel. And again, these Topaz 7s, I'm sure, are gonna make a huge difference on here. I have no idea what these strings are stock. They seem like they're 10s. So I probably won't even really have to make too many adjustments, hopefully, as far as truss rod and whatnot, like I said, from going bigger. We'll find out. I mean, there's only one way to find out. I gotta put everything, on. And there's one modification that I personally do to all my guitars, and that is I move the strap button to right behind the little neck joint. That personally, I prefer the way it feels. I like the way the guitar sits like that better. Don't know if it caused any harm. Never has caused me any problems in the past. The back of this is pretty thin, so I think I'll probably be using as small as screws I can possibly get away with, which is going to be probably pretty small because the weight of this guitar, dude, this guitar doesn't weigh anything. It doesn't weigh anything at all. So, again, first impressions, absolutely in love with this thing. And the quality of the gig bag they sent. Anyways, we'll get into a real review. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know the condition of how it showed up before I do my own setup. So